Welcome again to Asprime Software Limited, the only software developing company in Kenya. We are located in Nairobi, that is in Westlands, Lower Kabete Road. Our offices are in a building called the Spring Valley Business Park. That is, we are at the Block A, that is first floor. Now today I want us to discuss on how you can actually be able to create assets in the system. How you can create assets in the system. Okay, so this is just a module which is the assets. Creating an assets in the system, you will create them in a module, in an accounting module, and this is how the accounting module will look like. And these are some of the things that we had discussed earlier. You can check on purchases and you can check on sales, and you can also refer to other videos that we've just done. Now we will just go directly to assets, and as when you want to create an asset, first of all you have to make sure you create a ledger account for that asset. So in the ledger account for that asset, you'll have to go to this nominal here, and then you create what you call, you come to this account here, account. So these are the ledger accounts that are created for each and every nominal account. So what happens here, that when you want to create a new asset, you simply just say new, and then once you say new, you select up here as fixed assets. Once you select a fixed asset, then in the subcategory you are able to define if it is a motor vehicle, if it is a heavy commercial vehicle, if it is a plant machinery, if they are computers and accessories, or if they are office equipments or furniture and fixtures. Okay, so you realize when you select that, you are given different codes here automatically. The system actually creates for you a different code here automatically. So at the end of it all, once you've selected that, you will indicate the title, the name of the assets here, and the pay name of that asset, and the branch at which that asset is actually created from. Then when you click save, you will have something like this. Let me just find something that I have just created. Let me just show you this. Okay, so it will be something like this. You put a title here, and then also the payment name is simply the same as the title name of the asset. And then you will have also, you will also create what we call a general asset depreciation. So in the general asset depreciation, normally according to the laws of Kenya, they work with class 3, which is 25%. So that is what they work with. Maybe for accountants around, you will be able to tell us. You'll be able to tell us if actually they've changed. But there are different classes here, from class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, up to class what? Class 6. But now for these assets, we normally work with class 3, which is 25%. Then once you've taken that, you can put this tick and impose a wear and tear limit for the asset. So you can put a limit if maybe the asset works up to a limit of about 2 million or 3 million, and probably if you bought this asset for about, here you can indicate if it is a saloon car, you can indicate original purchase, and then maybe say the original purchase of that car, maybe it was 700,000. Okay, date purchased, you can indicate there which each date was purchased. Mine was just too high. Let me say date purchased was 19. That was let me say it was 2000, and sometimes you just click the here, and then you scroll with your ears up, the upper arrow, and then you come there. We've gone so far. We are in 2022, so I will say the date purchased was 2022. This one is going up to 2060, man. I don't know if all of us will be there during that time, but this one is 2011. This is 2020 to 2022, and then you can indicate even the date if it is 18th of today. The month, also the month here, you can select month. You just click the month, and then you go all the way, you say August up to there, and then engine size, you can say maybe how much is the engine. If it is 700 cc's, you can indicate there, and then you come here and then you say limit value. You can also indicate limit value. If you don't want to indicate the limit value, you can just leave it there, and then from there you just say okay. Once you've said okay, then this is where now that asset will be indicated here. So this is the first step. You make sure you create a ledger account of that asset. Now once you've created the ledger account of that asset, the next thing, what you've created here, the next thing is that now you can come to asset here. Once you've created, come to asset there, you go to manager. Once you come to manager, then you click new. First of all, you have to set here. You can set here if it is a motor vehicle, you say it is a motor vehicle. Like now you see this one I had already created earlier, but for you, you just come and say new because it's a new asset, and then you can put descriptions here and define the way they are. And if it is a motor vehicle, you can describe it here. If it is a motor vehicle, you can describe it there. So at the end of it all, you will get something like this. So this is how it will appear. Okay, so if it is a description, it is KDD 123 Mazda Saloon, model number is that, manufacturer serial number is that, which branch was it bought at the headquarter, and warehouse, which warehouse does it stationed, and then you can say there motor vehicle VAT code. Here you can put a VAT if it is vatable, and then from here, for those now that we are aware of a new law of the KRA teams, they will want to know which HS code that this vehicle may actually belong. So if it is an HS code you will require, then definitely this is where you'll have to input those HS codes. Okay, so you simply just say that, and then the HS codes will appear here. Then from here you will say maybe you are looking for this vehicle. You're looking for that vehicle there. Okay, so the HS codes will come somewhere here. So after that, you can actually select an HS code that tallies with the asset. Once you've selected the HS code that tallies with the asset, and then if there are assets that have mother, they are called what, parent asset ID, you can also indicate those parent asset ID, but you simply just search, and then you can search those parent as any asset ID that is relative to that asset. But as of now, vehicles normally don't have a parent asset ID, they only have their own personal asset ID here. So once you've created that, you upload the picture. As you can see here, the picture is uploaded, and then you simply save, or maybe at the beginning it will tell you add an asset, create an asset, create an asset. So that is how you actually create an asset in this system. So at the end of it all, you'll have something like this. So after you've created this asset, now the system needs to know if this asset item was already bought and it is already existing in the company, because what we've done here, it is just simply data. But how have you bought it? How do we post it to the system to indicate that this asset now exists, it's a property of the company, and it was actually bought? So what happens here, with all the receipts and all the purchasing, the invoices that you had, you simply come to purchases here, and then you say GRNs. So once you've said GRN, you just say new. So once you've said that new, now there are these categories here. Now most of the GRNs that most of the GRNs that we do for products is that we receive items as purchases, okay? But now, as of now, we are going to receive item as an asset quantity, okay? Because this is a vehicle we've bought, so we are receiving it as an item as a asset quantity, and then we say okay. Then after we've said okay, we indicate who is the supplier here. Maybe the supplier is this guy here. So after indicating the supplier, you can indicate the details here. Bought at the HQ, maybe something like that. Can indicate, and then here you can indicate the asset ID, or you can search for this asset. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so here it is. This is what we are looking for. So there, like for me, I had already created, so that's why you see it is telling me it has already been ledgered, so I don't have to do that. But for you, you will have to come here and do the ledgering before you do anything else. So after you've done that, so this asset already will be actually, you will have done what you call a GRN for that asset, or you will have already ledgered that asset. Okay, so that is how we do create assets, and that is how also we do the ledgering of each and every asset. So there are so many assets. Like now when you come to the ledgering here, if I select this asset in the asset ledger management, so you realize this is how it is, this is how it will look like. Now you can see this is how much the item was bought. That is after you've received this item as an asset quantity, so it will appear here as a ledger factor, and then you are able also to print this, of course. So you are able to print that. Okay, so you can see these are fixed asset IDs ledgers. So this is the vehicle you bought, and this is the amount that it was bought, and this is how it was debited and all that stuff. So that when you go to the accounts, let me just check. If you go to the nominals or maybe charts of accounts, and then you do that. Let me see that. Okay, so when you do this, no, it won't, I don't know why it's not appearing here, but okay, it's not appearing, but when you go there to the accounts, it will actually definitely appear there. Let me see. Okay, this one here, this is what. Okay, so this is okay, this is where it appears. So this is where it shows you that it was ledgered as we had indicated. Okay, this is what it was ledgered. So we'll just want to check on something else. If I come to I just want to check the fixed okay, so if I want to check on this fixed asset motor vehicles, so if you come to the balance sheet here, it will show you the fixed assets. If you select the motor vehicles, so this is the amount that we had ledgered. You see, this is the KDD that we had ledgered, but if I double click it, then it will actually take me somewhere here. It's supposed to appear here. I don't know why it's not actually appearing, so let me select this. It's supposed to be appearing here, but anyway, that is how it's supposed to be appearing. It will take you back to this nominal transaction there, whereby it will be able to appear here, and you're able to see which assets and how much it was costed. So even though it is appearing on the asset ledgers, on the asset ledgers, which is still very okay, because it is one and the same thing, because this is a ledger that monitors each and every asset that has already been ledgered in the company. So as we also saw in the balance sheet, it also appeared, that asset, fixed asset that appeared, and that is how you actually add assets in the system, and that is how the system captures the assets, and you are able also to set the depreciation, and then after you've done that, then the system begins to calculate the depreciation of this asset as the year goes by. So once in a while, your accountants may come somewhere like here, and then they will just click the depreciation here. So you can see the depreciation here, there is a straight line depreciation and there is a double declining balance depreciation. So whichever way that you want to know about, like now you can see this is the asset that we've just created plus other furnitures, and if you want to know if the depreciation level it is every year, okay, so normally the system does it automatically, but at some time you may find that at times internet or maybe the server could shut down because of electricity blackout. So what happens is once in a while the accountants can come here and just click this start, and the system can actually resynchronize the calculation. Just once in a while they can come, even though normally it does it automatically, but once in a while they can be able to do that. So once they do that, there are all these reports that they are going to get. They are called the depreciations report. They are called depreciation report, this one's here. And by the way, the system has 100+ reports, so you can check these reports only if you have the rights. So you can see this is the depreciation report that you are going to receive once in a while, so that with the knowledge of the accountants, they are able to know if that asset still can actually generate revenue for the company or it is actually working at a loss. So from there they can think of disposing it or do any other thing. So that is it, my friends, how we can actually create assets in the system. And please remember also to watch other videos that you can be able to know the scalability of what the entire ERP actually can do and how it can help your business. Thank you very much and have a good day.